Footprinters, Chrissy here, doing a couple more readings. Okay, just had a couple cards pop out. Now I am going to do have a quick look at Boris Johnson, and he is bringing up a vote, I think on Tuesday, to the floor for a general election to see if he can call a snap election on the 12th of December, I think. So I'm going to ask two questions, and I have asked this before, but first, will the general election happen? And second, will he win? So I think I'll do two five carders here. Okay, so let's put the cards down here. Bring it down a bit lower. This is, as I said, it's my new tripod, so there we go. Okay, now, so what's going on in it? Let's have a look. This is the Hermetic Tarot. I can't remember who, who put the deck together, but anyway, what's on the bottom? The Queen of Swords. Queen of the Throne of Air. Queen of Swords. The thing I generally get with the Queen of Swords is you're being called forward to answer for your actions, to find out the truth. So I think that either way, Boris is going to be, told to explain himself. So let's have a look at the first one. Is situation, challenge, advice, base of the reading, and outcome. Situation, challenge, advice, base of the reading, outcome. This first one is for will they vote to call the election? So let's have a look. Will they vote for the election? Knight of Pentacles, Lord of the Wild and Fertile Land. They're going to plod. They're doing a lot of plotting and a lot of thinking, and they're going to discuss it minutely. They're not going to rush into anything of all the knights. This is probably the slowest, I think. I think it's swords and then wands and then water and then pentacles. I think this is the slowest knight. So they're really, really going to mull it over for quite a while. What's the challenge to calling an election? The Ace of Swords, Lord of the Root of the Powers of Air. Somebody's just going to stand up and say, look, cut through all the crap. Tell us why you really want this election called. Yeah, just cut through all the crap. People are going to ask more questions than he wants to answer, basically. So he's going to have to try and get the vote done without having to answer too many questions. What's the advice for Boris? Two of Cups, the Lord of Love. Maintain a good relationship with with the Parliament, which is just you know, try and be emotionally stable and try and keep emotions in check. You know, there's stuff spilling all over the place here. The whale is just spouting stuff everywhere, and it's falling down, and it's filling the cups, and the cups are overflowing, and there's just too much happening to really get a grip on things. So it's the advice is try and keep control of the situation. That is, in that instance, that is not form a partnership that gives you control. It's try and keep control out of the situation, because there's so much happening, so much water. It's like that scene in Fantasia with Mickey Mouse and the mops and the water everywhere. There's so much happening. He's going to struggle. He's got to try and keep a lid on things. The base of the reading, Three of Swords, Lord of Sorrow. Bit of heartbreak, bit of disappointment, bit of feelings of betrayal. I think he's really, he feels betrayed by somebody, and this is why he's calling for an election, asking for them to pass so he can call an election. He feels like people haven't been backing him the way they should, and that by calling an election, he'll get the people in who will back him. So he's feeling a bit betrayed by a few people who he doesn't feel have backed him the way they should. And what's the outcome? Will a general election be called? This is the Knight of Wands. New action, an offer of action. Prince of the Chariot of Fire. I think there's a good chance that it will be called, that it will pass. The resolution will pass to call a new election. I might do a clarifier on that. The offer is, yes, we can let you have this action. Daughter of Temperance. Yes, I think they will come to an agreement. I think they will come to an agreement on having an election called, of course. G'day, I'm back. I just had to empty the phone. Bring the phone down again. Now, so we just, yes, there's a good chance that an election is going to be called. So that's this lot. Now, this second lot is looking at whether or not Boris Johnson will win that election, or the Tory government will win the election. So let's have a look at the central card first, the situation. King of Swords, Prince of the Chariot of the Winds. King of Swords is a powerful person. They're thoughtful. They use their words and carefully. They think about what they're going to do. They think about what they're going to say. They are very intellectual. Boris is certainly a very intellectual person. But whether or not he thinks about what he's going to say or write is a different matter altogether. So there's going to be a lot of thought put into this campaign, and I think they're going to resort to a lot of cutting rhetoric, more than real policies and all that. I think they're going to try and, maybe not use the opportunity to put forward their agenda and everything properly. Maybe just use it as an opportunity to say, oh, this person's bad, you can't have these people, they're bad, without really saying why. Now, the challenge for them is the Chariot. The Chariot is a card of victory, and it's a card of things happening quickly. Now, if the vote goes through for the election, it is due to happen on the 12th of December. That's only a few weeks. You know, that's like maybe 5 weeks. So that's a very, very quick amount of time. And also, so time is going to be a challenge for them. And also, I think that there are some people who are already have had quite a few minor victories against them already, and I think some of the voters are maybe looking for that. And I think a majority of England didn't want Boris Johnson as their PM. It was 4,000 people out of the 65 million in the UK who chose to, you know, who voted for him. So I think there's, yeah, I think he's not going to have a lot of time, and I also think that there's going to be quite a few small victories won by opponents during that time. What is the advice for Boris Johnson? The Hierophant. Magnus the Eternal God, Magus of the Eternal. You know what? I think the advice is just, while the campaign is going on, the best thing he can do is make sure that the business of government still happens, that the job still gets done despite the upcoming election. Don't get so caught up in the rhetoric and going out and seeing this person and seeing that person that you don't do your job while you're campaigning. Make sure that the business of government still keeps going, because if you don't, it's going to backfire on you. What's at the base of the reading? The Ten of Swords. Oh, this is not looking good. Some people call it the long night of the soul. Others call it, it's a 10, so it's the end of a cycle. It's not looking good for Boris if this election happens. Yeah, this is not a good sign. There's a lot of people who don't want him there, and they're getting out their long knives. They want to bring his time in the chair to an end. And the outcome, Knight of Wands. Oh, that was King of Wands in the other one. So yeah, Boris is going to get his way and get the election. So sorry about that mix-up. King of Wands, yes. He's going to get his way. He's going to hold steady and get his way and get the election. Sorry about that. Knight of Wands, Lord of Flame and Lightning. New actions by new people. New actions by new people. People who can offer something new are going to win out. They don't, the British public, they don't want more of this Brexit drama. Whoever is going to offer them a real end to it with new ideas is going to win. The Wheel of Fortune, change. The Wheel of Fortune is about change. Yeah, I think that Boris is, if the election is called, he's not going to win. Not going to win. So the Tory government will be out, and yeah, I just think people are tired. They don't want. They're sick of Brexit, and it's very doubtful that they really wanted it in the first place. That whoever can come forward with plans and action plans that shows what they can do to help resolve this whole situation will win. And it's not going to be Boris. I don't think Boris Johnson and the Tory government will win the election. if it's called. So anyway, that is the end of that reading. Love you all, Footprinters, and I'll see you at the next one. Okay, bye-bye.